everyone, welcome to the world record attempt for most passes of a dragonfish. To assist me is my good friend Bill. Hello! Silence. Now, let's begin. Ah! Gee golly gosh, are you alright? Oh God, get help! Get an ambulance, please! Ah! My assistant seems to be injured. Whatever shall I do? You can call a damn ambulance! They appear to be in a state of delirium. I know! Let's see. No. Ah, here it is. Admiral Nelson's Guide to Building an Eye. Oh God, it hurts. What are you doing? Please, just call an ambulance. Oh God. Shh. The retina is the most important part of the eye, a sheet of cells where light can be detected and converted into a neuronal signal. The retina is made mainly of two cell types, rods and cones. During low light, the rods are our friends. They're much more sensitive to light, so can detect even just a little bit to allow us to still see. However, this increased sensitivity means that they get overloaded during the day. Instead, we use the cones, less sensitive cells that are quite happy in the brighter light. As a bonus for us, cones come in three flavours, blue, green and red, that respond differently to different wavelengths of light, which is why we can see colours. Unfortunately, rods only come in one flavour, which is why we can't really see colour when it's dark. But can we go deeper? How do these cells really work? This is Opsin. Without any light, they're left sitting bored and inactive, like you watching this video. They just sit there holding their floppy retinal in their hands, doing nothing at all. But when the light comes, it excites the retinal, which becomes stiff and erect. This wakes up Opsin and causes it to release a signal that sets off a phototransduction cascade. Now this cascade is incredibly complicated, so I've just combined all the different components into one being that exists only in pain. Kill me! With the cascade active, we can now create a nerve impulse. But how? Within the outer membrane of rods and cones are two channels with positively charged ions. One for allowing potassium out of the cell, and another to let sodium in. When it's dark, both of these channels are open, allowing free movement of these charges in both directions, almost cancelling each other out. But when the cascade is active, the channel allowing sodium into the cell is blocked off. This causes positive charges to accumulate outside of the cell, leaving the cell itself strongly negatively charged, which is in turn what causes a neuronal signal. Brilliant! Step one down. We have a retina. Thankfully, the rest of the steps are fairly straightforward. First up, we attach the optic nerve. This is where the signals from the rods and cones get sent to the brain. Just stick that on there. Next up, the sclera, the protective shell of the eye. This is the bit that goes bloodshot after a heavy night out. Now, once I get this in here, the eye is still pretty hollow, which isn't so good for our retina, which can thrash about in there and can be quite damaged. To solve that, we fill it with something known as vitreous, which is like a clear gel that acts as a shock absorber. Now unfortunately I don't have anything like that, but I do have oobleck, which should be just as good, right? Surely. I won't get it in there. Making a right mess. You'll notice that there's a big hole in the front. Well, now we start building up that bit. First, I'll attach the ciliary muscle, a small structure that allows us to change our focus. This is my second favourite part of the eye, solely because it contains a feature known as the zonule of Zinn. which is probably one of the coolest names out there. Within this muscle we put the lens, a small bit of gel important for focusing light so we can actually see. And then atop that we have another muscle, the iris, which both gives our eyes that lovely colour and allows us to change the size of our pupils to control the amount of light that gets in. And finally, the cornea, the front part of the eye that's important for bending light so we can actually see more than just a narrow tunnel. And voila, a beautiful, completely functional eye. More or less. I'm back with a solution to your problem. A brand new eye. Well that's unfortunate. Oh well. You know, you don't get opportunities like this very often. Who wants to see how the rest of the body works?